Hello and welcome. My name's Dominic, and this is the All-American Casino Guide, a channel dedicated to casinos and casino games. Every week, we'll be uploading fresh tips and tricks that you can use to increase your odds of winning and hopefully seeing a big payday. So this episode's all about Blackjack, which is a very approachable game that even a beginner can understand. Blackjack, or sometimes referred to as 21, is an incredibly simple game, but takes a lot of practice to really learn how to play effectively. Blackjack, or 21, as it's sometimes referred to, is a great game for newcomers, as it's just you versus the dealer, and the rules are incredibly easy to understand. The goal of the game is to have 2 or more cards where the numerical value meets or is less than 21, while still being higher value than the dealer. If you get more than 21, you've busted and the game is over for you and you've lost your bet. But the great thing about this game is if the dealer busts, everyone at the table wins. It's a great game. The most important thing with Blackjack is understanding the card values and how you win. So, as stated previously, you want your cards to value 21. Now, the way you do that is that you have cards with face values of 2 to 9. These cards are all worth their face value. Now, that's really simple to understand. The difficult part is then understanding that 10s, jacks, queens, and kings all have a value of 10. These are commonly referred to as monkey cards because they quickly add up to a 20, which is a very good score. But then where it gets really tricky is with aces. When you have an ace dealt, that card can have either a value of 1 or 11. So in a perfect world, you'll only ever be dealt monkey cards and an ace. So you'll have a 21, which will be an instant win. Unless, of course, that is the blackjack dealer himself also has a 21 showing. So let's just go ahead and play through one quick game to show an example of how simple this game can be. So it's important to remember that when you're in the casino, they will never be operating off of a single deck of cards. So don't even try to count the cards themselves. Unless you have some sort of idiot savant mathematics skills, you're probably never going to be able to keep track of 4 to 6 decks in your head. So the dealer, in this case, me, is going to go up against an imaginary player. So I deal them 2 face-up cards, okay, resulting in an 8 and a 3, showing an 11. And then the dealer is going to reveal 1 face-up card and 1 face-down card. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky, because you, the dealer, are going to see that I only have 1 face-up card, leaving the other card a complete mystery to everyone else, okay? So I could have any number between 2 and 11 under this card. So it could be something as small as 7 or as much as 16. Now, you, the player, show an 11. This is a great position to be in because almost every card in the deck is going to benefit your hand. Actually, to be honest with you, every single card in the deck is going to add to your... the worst thing that could happen to you maybe is draw an ace. There's very little gambling that comes into place when you have an 11 showing, okay? This is a great position to be in, and I'll explain why. Because if I flip anything off the top of the deck that's a 10, I instantly get a 21, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and take a hit for this player. And look, I just did it. I got a queen, which as we've established is worth 10, 10, 8, 3, 21. So I've won unless the dealer can also get a 21. So once you hit 21, of course, you stay. And the dealer reveals their cards, which is an 11. Ooh, very tricky position. As established, 11 is a great place to be in blackjack. So the dealer is going to go ahead and take a hit. 11 becomes 18. Hit again. 18 plus 8 is 26. The dealer has busted. You've won. Good for you. This time, we're going to have 3 players competing against the dealer. We're going to do one more demonstration here. This time, we're going to have 3 players competing against the dealer. Now, we're going to assume that each player makes a standard bet of $50 on their hands, okay? So, They'll put their chips out on the playing field right here somewhere, if this was a blackjack table, and then the dealer will deal them 2 cards respective to each player. And then they'll deal 1 face up to themselves and then 1 face down. All right? The player to the left of the dealer is going to have the first option to play. Okay? This player showing a king and a 2, that's only a 12. Very poor quality hand, in all honesty, especially when the dealer is already showing an 8. So this, again, could be any value between 2 and 11. So this dealer is holding anywhere between 10 and 19. So with a 12 showing, this player having $50 on the line is going to go ahead and signal to the dealer he wants a hit by double tapping on the table. All right. When he does that, the dealer will give him another card. Unfortunately, that has resulted in a bust because the value of his hand has exceeded 21, 10, 10, and 2. That player has lost and has lost their $50 bet to the house. Now this player is sitting at 10. They have a couple of options. They could take a standard hit, or they could gamble even more by doubling down their bet. In this case, I think this player might be in a good position to do so. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens. This player has decided to double their bet from $50 to $100. Now, what's important is when you tell the dealer you want to double down, then you will only get a maximum of 1 more card, and whatever that value is where your hand is going to stand. So this player is at 10. He's going to double down. We give him a card. Wow, look how that worked out. Another face card. So the total value of this hand is 20, with this player betting a total of $100. Over here, we have, again, this player showing a 7 and a 3, a total value of 10. So this player, thinking that they will be as lucky as the player to their right, is going to go ahead and do the same thing, doubling their bet down. Okay, so we take 1 more card off the top of the deck. Wow, look at that. Another 10. That's a total of 20. These players must be really feeling great about themselves. Over here, though, the dealer now is finally going to reveal their hand. Now, as established, the maximum value that they could be holding here is an ace, which would be a total of 19. So let's go ahead and reveal this card. It's a 6. So the total is 14. 14 is less than 20. This dealer, being desperate to win, is going to go ahead and take that precious hit. So they hit an ace. Okay, in this case, aces, as you remember, have a value of either 1 or 11. 11's too much, so they're going to go ahead and just take a 1. So 6 plus 1, 7 plus 8 is 15. We're going to go ahead and take 1 more hit. Oh my gosh, 6. So that's a total of 21. Unfortunately, these players have both lost their $100 bets. We'll do one last demonstration. Hopefully this time things will go better for the players themselves. So we have, again, 3 players. So we'll have the first player get dealt out his 2 cards. And then the last ones go to the dealer. The dealer shows 4. Now, a very interesting thing has happened with this player's hand right here. They were dealt a pair of kings. So if you were ever dealt 2 cards, identical cards, making a pair, you can do what's called a split bet, okay? So a split bet is you ask the dealer to actually double your bet and split your 2 cards. These players, originally putting down a $50 bet, have now doubled his bet to 100, 50 on each hand. So we're going to go ahead and give this player new cards. Ooh, now, if this had been another king, for example, this player could again go for another split. I have literally seen a hand where there was 6 split bets that went on one single round of blackjack. So let's start with this player right here. His first king and a 7 gives a total of 17. Very good hand. I think that should be a stay hand. So you would signal to the dealer by going stay. Then we have a king and a jack. Total value is 20, 10, and 10. Again, another stay bet. Over here we have a queen and a 7. Total is 17. If this player feels comfortable enough to stay at 17, I think this player would also feel pretty comfortable sitting at 17 as well. Over here, unfortunately, this player has been dealt a 4 and a 2, giving a total value of 6. It's very important also for me to say that I'm touching the cards a lot at the table. Remember that it is poker policy in any casino you'll ever go in the world. Never touch your cards. That is a big no-no, and if you start touching your cards, they very well could end up throwing you out of the casino because you just simply can't play by the rules. The only people who should ever be touching the cards are the dealer. So just letting you know that. Okay, so we have a 4 and a 2, as I said, gives a total value of 6. So this player is obviously going to ask for a hit because 6 is just crazy. So they're going to go ahead and take a hit by tapping the table twice. We give them 1 card. That 6 becomes a 12. Oh my gosh. Okay, 12. Again, they got $50 on the line. They're going to go ahead and take another hit. That 12 becomes a 14. Wow. This is just getting really embarrassing. At this point in time, I think this player is just going to think that there's no reality where they're going to get that lovely 7 that they're waiting for. So they're going to go ahead and just stay. So they'll swear off any more cards, staying at 14. Now this dealer right here has a 4. They then reveal an ace, which gives a total of 15 potentially. 15 won't beat the 17, the 20, or the 17 over here. It does beat the 14, but this dealer is not going to be satisfied with that. So they're going to go ahead and take a hit because they feel pretty safe. That 15 has now become a 25, but because, as we said, the ace can be a 1 or an 11, we're going to go ahead and keep it at 15. Okay, we're going to take another hit. 15 becomes 19. There, the dealer has beat all hands except for this one right here. So this player will get a paid out at a 1-for-1. So their $50 bet they had on this hand will get paid out for 100. Remember, though, that this player had already laid out a $50 bet on this hand so that they have lost. So in reality, while this player did win $50 on this hand, in reality, they've just broken even or essentially washed out their bets. But the house has taken $150 in total from these 3 players, imaginary players. The last thing and most important thing that I wanted to talk about but didn't come up in the examples that I provided is that when a player is dealt a blackjack in their first 2 cards. If a player is ever dealt an ace and a 10 value card, either a 10, jack, queen, king, then that results in what's known as a blackjack. It has to be the 2 cards they're dealt. It cannot be a combination of additional cards that just happen to add to 21. In cases where players receive a blackjack in their initial hand, that player is paid out at a rate of 1.5 to 1 instead of the standard 1 to 1. So, for example, we've been using previously these players making $50 bets at the table. This player who just put down $50 would have gotten a blackjack and would receive $75 in winnings for their $50 bet. All right? So that's the great thing about blackjack. If the first time you play, you get dealt a blackjack, you instantly win, and you think this game is a really simple game to win. But as demonstrated before during the previous examples, unfortunately, the game is a little bit more complicated than it initially seems. Now, it's an important thing to remember is that while blackjack has the best player odds of any table game you'll find in the casino, it is still a game of chance. And it is important that you never play with more money on the table than you're willing to lose. So that's our coverage on blackjack. Make sure to clickety-clack that like button and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already so that you won't miss any of our exciting updates about blackjack and the other table games that we're going to cover on the channel. I'm Dominic, and this has been the All-American Casino Guide. See you guys real soon. I'll read these out one at a time here. Okay, so the first one I have not read these yet, so let's see how I react to them. First one, from Don Charisma. Sitting position does matter, 2 exclamation points. So I don't know if that's actually a question. I guess it's a statement, and so I'll kind of look at it like it's a question. So does sitting position matter? Yes, I agree with you, Don, it does. Just like right place, right time in life, you need to be in the right place at the right time to get the right cards at the right time. Also, I mean, there's 1.5 million betting strategies and various things that come into play. Yeah, where you sit at the table is very important. And that's pretty much all I got to say on that. Yeah. So, Giddy Gold asked, what's in German? Westo es de Überschrift in Deutsch, English quant. Well, that's in German. What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to answer a question in German? Bunny Dream said, "Thanks for saving my ass in my math project." I have no idea what that's about. Thanks for saving my ass in my math project. Oh, I see. Yeah, probably has something to do with card counting. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, don't know. What kind of school do you go to, Bunny, that they're letting you do math projects on card counting? I want to know what this school is. I mean, like, is it the University of, like, Nevada, Las Vegas? Like, I mean, what would that be a program? You know, go running Rebs. We have card counters. That's weird.